Well, what is going on, you guys? well, I'm waiting patiently for the Pam Bondi press conference that's supposed to be happening. Well, I don't know, 12 minutes ago. As far as I know, she still hasn't taken the stage, so I guess we'll talk about other things. Maybe we'll just talk about other things. Yeah. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right over to this abomination that took place yesterday. Guys, forgive me for this, please. But I think it's worth seeing the sadness that has taken place. So I'm gonna let you guys see it.
Oh, which side are you on?
Oh, this is bad.
Which side are you on?
Oh, it's so bad.
Which side are you on?
I'm gonna let you see it.
Which side are you on? We'll fight against Doge. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon scab within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on?
It's so bad.
Which side are you on? Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him, but we want him in jail. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say in the capital city there are no neutrals found. You're either with the union or a scabby Musk bloodhound. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Don't take that government buyout. Don't listen to Trump's lies. Us workers haven't got a chance unless we organize. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Okay, well, thank God that's over. Talk about out of tune, man. Who put her up to do the lead vocals on that little riff there? That was terrible. Oh my God, that was terrible. Talk about being out of key, man. Not to mention just the most bullshit, stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Democrats are so cringe, man. I love that word cringe. Actually, I hate that word, but I love that they use it so much and then they do stuff like this. It's like, you guys are just trying to show us what you're talking about? I mean, this is what you mean? It's like as bad as this girl here, man. Check
We
this out.
do have to.
This is hilarious.
I don't swear in public very well, but we have to fuck Trump.
With as much respect as I can, but she is not my type.
Oh my God, she is not his type, you guys. The protests are out of hand, man. I love it so much. It's so hilarious. Oh gosh, they trying so hard though. You got to give them credit. They are trying hard. To do what exactly? I don't know, man, because honestly, it just looks like desperation. Desperation to the highest degree. It's almost as bad as this one. Hold up. Let me find this, guys, because this is worth sharing. This poor girl. And you know what? I hate to even say poor girl because, quite honestly, she's right in line with this same garbage. Right in line with it. All right, where is she? Hold up a second. It'll take me a minute. There's just so much happening every day. Yeah, so we're like at this is season 2 of the Southern Drawl podcast. We're at like episode 6. Might be episode 7 at this point. We took a little time off just to sit back and enjoy the craziness going on and try to absorb it all, but I just could. I had to jump back in. So here we are. Oh, by the way, I just keep seeing on, I keep seeing on X like everywhere, all these lefties like, hey, what about the price of eggs? I thought that Trump was going to make the price of eggs better. And then this meme pops up over and over and over again, and it's so relevant. Check this out. This is just, it just cracks me up. 100 million chickens? Biden administration. Why are the eggs so expensive under Trump? It's like they don't understand. Hey, you guys know, chickens don't pop out the egg having more eggs, right? We got to grow some more chickens, man. You guys killed them all. Once we grow some chickens, we'll have eggs again, and it won't be so damn expensive anymore. Point the finger at Trump all you want, but that was your president killed 100 million chickens. Not mine. But let's see what else we got. I got to find that one girl, man. That's cringy. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. I know I have it saved here. Give me a second. Where is it, man? I've hidden it away because, it's so bad. I just didn't want to see it again, but I'm going to share it with y'all. Where is she? But Pam Bondi's supposed to be speaking anytime now, and I hope she'll get on there already. I have a feeling that today she's going to talk about these judges, these partisan judges that are making political decisions. I mean, you got a couple of these judges out there that think that they wield the power of the presidency somehow. It's like, do you not understand what your role is here? You're the judiciary branch, not the executive branch. There's a difference. And you got all these leftists on there going, he can't fire us. That's unconstitutional. FYI, homie, you're just a bureaucrat. You're not an elected official. You're an employee of the United States government, and that man's your boss. He can absolutely fire you at any point should he decide to do so. It ain't nothing unconstitutional about it. In fact, those are his duties to make sure that he has the best people in the best roles doing the best for the country. I don't think they understand this, though. It's unconstitutional. He's taking away my job. No, yeah, well, maybe do your job better and stop being corrupt and stop wasting taxpayer dollars and stop funneling those dollars back into your own pockets, man. Hey, it ain't rocket science as Elon does on a daily basis. No, this is actually just common sense, man. You do your job or you get fired. That's the way every other peasant American, the way you see us, that's the way we work. If I walk into surgery today and decide, I don't like this case, I'm going to go home and play golf, I don't get to give myself a raise the next week. No, I lose my job, man. That's real life. Welcome to real life. The fact that you're being held accountable for the first time in your entire political career, I know it must come as a shocker. But be shocked, because that's where we're at now. Be shocked. All right, come on, man. I'm going to scroll through all of my bookmarks here, and I cannot find this song that I want to share with you guys. It was so good, so good. Give me a second here, and I promise I will do my best to find it, because you guys will love this one. It's so good. The Democrats are coming up with all these amazing songs here lately. They're just amazing songs. And I just feel like, as a musician, I feel like they're worth sharing. So we're going to try to share one here. Let me make sure that Pam Bondi's not speaking yet. No, still not speaking. Hold on. I'm going to check another site and make sure that I'm not being misled here on this. If she's speaking, I want to hear it. Is this it? Oh, stupid ads. It's funny how I pay for YouTube Premium and yet I still get ads. They tell me I won't, but I do. Oh, no, they moved it to 5 p.m. I heard it was at 5:30. Okay, well, in that case, looks like we got 9 minutes, you guys. 9 minutes for me to show you all the cringe. Let's see here. That was a good one, but I don't want to show that. Try to keep it a little bit PC here for you guys. Not even PC. I give a crap about that. I just try not to expose all the crazy. Where is my song video? I know I'm going to find it. I know it's on here. I know I didn't delete it. It was too good to delete. It was just such a great song. Oh, boy. All right. Well, I may not have it, guys. I have scrolled and scrolled, and I don't see it anywhere here. So we might just have to do without that beautiful song. Have I gone too far? I think I've gone too far. Maybe. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it, unfortunately. Well, that sucks, you guys. I don't know what happened to it. I swear I had it bookmarked just for y'all's enjoyment. But in the meantime, with all the crazy going on and all the Doge is illegal, Doge is unconstitutional, Doge is breaking the law, Doge is looking at your information. Yeah. All right. Well, let's just hear what our press secretary had to say about this, because she's amazing too.
And the fraud claims, Elon Musk in the Oval yesterday gave us some information on that. We're just wondering if there's some proof, evidence. Is the White House willing to share evidence of those fraud claims, or can Elon Musk come to the briefing room and share material evidence of what he's talking about?
Sure, I would love for Elon Musk to come to the briefing room. That's why we had him go to the Oval Office yesterday, where I think he provided great answers. He was speaking in layman's terms, speaking common sense to all of you in the media, but also to Americans at home. But I would say especially to all of you in the media, because I think it's a real fallacy that there's this alleged lack of transparency when it comes to Doge. President Trump and Elon Musk have been incredibly transparent on what Doge is doing. There is an X account with the Doge handle. They are tweeting out what they are doing on a daily basis. They have a website where they are posting the receipts of the contracts that they are reviewing and the payments that they have stopped from going out the door. The secretaries of our departments have stopped from going out the door. And I would also say that before it was Elon Musk making our government efficient and accountable, it was some unnamed bureaucrat that none of you knew. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He is also now one of the most highly scrutinized men in the world, alongside.
So her point here is simply that y'all are all screaming, who elected Elon? Nobody. That's the simple answer. Nobody. Who elected any of these bureaucrats? Nobody. But we did, however, elect Donald Trump, and we did that under the belief, the promise that he would hire Elon Musk to do exactly what Elon Musk is doing right now, which is why it's so crazy that y'all are all freaking out that this is actually happening. What is your deal? We want accountability. You're freaking out over an audit. If you're absolutely panicking over this audit, that makes me want to know even more why. Why are you panicking over this audit? It's an audit. And as far as judges go, which I believe is what we're going to hear from here in a little bit, from Pam Bondi, is going to be regarding these judges. It's funny how each one of these partisan Democrat judges are either being funded by Democrats, by the DNC, or they're contributing to the Democrats, or they've got family members that are absolutely benefiting from Democrat policies that are under scrutiny right now. You're sitting on a bench where you are supposed to be unbiased in everything that you do, every decision you make, every ruling you pass. And yet you're a shill, a paid off grifter. You're literally making decisions as if you have presidential powers and Donald Trump doesn't. You are literally trying to play the role of president while you obstruct the actual sitting president of the United States of America. How long do you think this is going to go? I mean, yeah, you delay some things, but what does that do for your record for the rest of your life as a judge? You've got to know better than this. I mean, you've got to know better than this. But here is, let's go back to our beloved press secretary here, as she continues to provide receipts for exactly what Doge is doing and why it's doing it.
President Trump because of what he's doing and the access that he is allowing. So there's great transparency. As for the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them. And I actually brought some today because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts that Doge found across our government.
Make no mistake, the Trump administration is meeting with the press every single day. For them to say that they're trying to hide stuff is absolutely hysterical. The only people trying to hide anything are all these radical Democrats out there protesting on the streets right now, calling for violence on the streets. Violence on the streets against the government of the United States of America. Because why? Not because anything that the government, the current administration is doing is wrong, but because all of the wrong that's been done in the past may be exposed if we don't figure out a way to stop it. These people are covering their own asses. And anybody that falls into the line with this, anybody that buys this bullshit, you've got to wake up. You've got to stop looking at the mainstream media. They're lying to you. I've told you that 1,000 times. They're lying to you. Listen to the truth. The government that is currently running this nation is aiming to expose the lies that you've been told for the last decade, more than a decade. More has happened in the last 3 weeks than Joe Biden and Barack Obama's presidencies combined. And when I say more, I don't mean more actions in general. I mean more good for the American people and for the country of the United States of America than both of those presidents combined. Guys, you can argue that all you want, but facts, they don't care about your arguments. They don't care about your feelings. I'll be happy to listen to your opinions.
This is a DEI contract, $36,000 for U.S. citizenship and immigration services. That is against the president's policies and his America First agenda. This is a $3.4 million contract, a council for inclusive innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Department of Commerce, another DEI contract that Doge identified. I can continue to go through these. Oh, I love this one, $57,000 for climate change in Sri Lanka. What is this doing to continue the interests of the American people?
Exactly. What is it doing? And I'm going to bring up one more point, you guys. These same people that are telling you, don't listen to Elon. He's got a bunch of young people working for him. They're the same people that told you to listen to a 13-year-old who was telling you about climate change. Are you freaking kidding me, man? We should listen to a 13-year-old, according to these people. But Elon's geniuses aren't worth listening to. So we are closing in on 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. now. Let's see if Pam is ready to come on out and speak to us here. I am still not seeing her available. All right, that's okay. That's okay. I got some more fun things we can look at. So Trump spoke with President of Russia today, Vladimir Putin. Had a very good conversation with him, and I'm going to read this to you guys. Let me see if I can get it in the window. I can get some of it in the window, and maybe I can get all of it. Let's see. So President, I can't get it all. All right, so I'm going to just read it to you guys, but I encourage you. Do I have another window I can put this in? Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. There it is. So it says, I just had a lengthy, I may have messed up. Sorry. I had just had a lengthy and highly productive phone call with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. We discussed Ukraine, the Middle East, energy, artificial intelligence, the power of the dollar, and various other subjects. We both reflected on the great history of our nations and the fact that we fought so successfully together in World War II, remembering that Russia lost tens of millions of people, and we likewise lost so many. We each talked about the strengths of our respective nations and the great benefit that we will someday have in working together. But first, as we both agreed, we want to stop the millions of deaths taking place in the war with Russia and Ukraine. President Putin even used my very strong campaign motto of common sense. We both believe very strongly in it. We agreed to work together very closely, including visiting each other's nations. We have also agreed to have our respective teams start negotiations immediately, and we will begin by calling President Zelensky of Ukraine to inform him of the conversation, something which I will be doing right now. I have asked Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Director of the CIA John Ratcliffe, National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, and Ambassador and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff to lead the negotiations, which I feel strongly will be successful. Millions of people have died in that war, and that would not have happened if I were president, but it did. So it must end. Now, more lives should be no more lives should be lost. I want to thank President Putin for his time and effort with respect to his call, and for the release yesterday of Mark Fogel, a wonderful man that I personally greeted last night at the White House. I believe this effort will lead to a successful conclusion, hopefully soon. You guys, the release of Mark Fogel? Mark Fogel. This man has been in a Russian prison for a very long time. We could have had him released some time ago, but we didn't. We didn't work towards that. This is an American that was imprisoned in Russia. Why was this allowed to happen? Well, it isn't anymore. He's home. He's home with his family. Much deserved to be home with his family. The fact that these people are so against this president that is doing nothing but bringing goodness to the United States of America and making America great again is mind-blowing to me. We are still waiting to hear from Pam Bondi, who is still not out yet, but she did speak, I think this was either this morning or yesterday, so I'll let you hear what she had to say as she spoke to Fox News. Not one of my favorites. I don't believe we should be paying attention to the mainstream media. She should be speaking with more credible sources like me, but I digress. Here is Pam Bondi speaking to Fox News just recently.
We have so many unelected judges who are trying to control government spending, and there is a clear separation of powers. You know, they're doing it to Elon Musk, who is a great man and a good friend at Doge. What they're doing to him is to our country is outrageous. You know, people work their whole lives and pay taxes, yet they find out that they've been giving $2 million to Guatemala for sex changes. It's outrageous, and it's going to stop. We're going to fight back, not only with U.S. aid and all these other agencies, but, you know, this is happening every day. But DOJ, we are prepared to defend all of these cases, and we will carry out President Trump's agenda. We have
Make no mistake, guys. These judges are about as crooked as a judge can be. To sit on a bench and be a judge, you're supposed to be unbiased, unpolitical, and just making common sense decisions for the greater good. That's not what these judges are doing. They're not even close. Not even kind of. In fact, these judges, in many cases, have either personal ties or can be linked back to Democrat donors, Democrat dollars. Here's here's this breaking Judge John Bates. John Bates. I don't think that's the guy's name, was it? Last I looked, his name was, I saw a Judge McDonald or Judge McConnell or McDowell. Let's just look at what this says. Says Judge John Bates' wife gets funded by the USAID. His wife, Carol Rees, is the founder of Hope for Children in Ethiopia. Okay, is that this guy's name? I could have swore it was McDowell or something like that. McDonald? I wonder if that's incorrect on there. One of my articles may be incorrect here. But either way, I'll show you this guy's picture. This is the judge that ordered that Trump reinstate all this radical funding that's been going on in the United States. I will look into what this guy's actual name is maybe it is Judge Bates, but I could swore I saw McDowell or McDonald, and maybe I'm thinking about a different judge because there's been like 60 plus lawsuits filed in just the shortest little span of time as the Democrats do everything in their power to try to slow down the Doge department, slow down the Trump department, slow down progress, slow down making America great again, slow down you knowing where your tax dollars are going. Boy, I bet there's no ulterior motives going on whatsoever, right? Oh, wait, no, wait, that's right. Some of these judges' family members are actually benefiting from the corruption. So it makes sense that they would think all of a sudden that they're going to just wield their judicial powers to play president. No one elected this judge to be the president of the United States. No, we elected Donald Trump, and this guy somehow thinks he has power to leave the judicial branch and wade on over into the executive branch. Here's what's amazing. All the mainstream news media outlets are parroting the same message. Constitutional crisis because of Donald Trump. No, there is a constitutional crisis looming for sure. It's in the form of partisan judges who have been bought and paid for by their political allies, who are standing against a sitting president and the will of the United States people. That is a constitutional crisis, and it needs to be worked out immediately, or else we're going to be in big, big trouble, guys. I can tell you that right now. All right, looks like we're going to move forward here. Still don't have Pam Bondi, but we do have, who do we have here? Well, these are some officers, I guess, that are going to be accompanying her at the podium. Looks like FBI. Who is that? Is that CIA? I can't even tell. But still no Pam Bondi, so let's keep scrolling, shall we? So Elon Musk and President Trump did a press conference yesterday. They did another one today. And they're basically just telling you what Doge is all about. Let's listen to Elon here.
The kind of things we're doing are, I think, very, very simple and basic. What I mentioned, for example, about Treasury, just making sure that payments that go out, taxpayer money that goes out, is categorized correctly, that the payment is explained, that organizations on the do not pay list, which takes a lot to get there, that actually are not paid, which currently they are paid. These are not individual judgment decisions. These are about simply having sensible checks and balances in the system itself to ensure that taxpayer money is spent well. The kind of things.
So, in other words, this is an audit. An audit takes time to go through. It takes time to figure out where the dollars are going. You have a new incoming president who is trying to audit the system to find out what's been done by the last presidency and where he needs to be, where he can be most effective in picking up and either moving forward or axing certain projects and moving forward in a way that is productive for the American people. So what are the Democrats doing here? Freaking out, man. Freaking out. Why? Because the audit is exposing corruption. Who? Who's corrupt? The Democrats that are fighting for it. And not just like, please don't get me wrong. It's not just Democrats, guys. There's some on the right that are part of this. And quite honestly, my stance is simple. If you have corrupted the American people, your role as an American elected official in the United States of America, if you have used your position to defraud, to corrupt, and to make yourself rich, to personally gain while Americans are suffering and the United States is being victimized, you should be held accountable for that. You should be investigated. You should never be allowed to be in politics again, in any sort of leadership role, in fact. And quite honestly, there's this whole other criminal side of it that I'm just not even going to get into, but you should be looked at for that stuff too. And I think that the reason they're all running scared and acting crazy is because they absolutely know that this is what I'm saying right now is the way it should be, and they really don't want it to be the way it should be. How dare this country try to be great like that? Okay, Pam Bondi speaking, and I'm going to shut up, so I'm going to let you guys listen to this.
And murdered by someone who should not have been in our country. Yet he was released, flown to Maryland, where he committed this violent murder. I just want you to hear from Tammy. Tammy represents not only herself and her family, but all of the great angel moms around this country who have suffered because of what the Biden administration did, and it is over.
Thank you for having me here today and being able to share Kayla's story. Her murderer was able to come across the border knowing that he was flagged as an MS-13 gang member, and he had a criminal record in 2020 in El Salvador for illicit gang activity. He came over as an unoccupied alien child, saying that he was afraid of gang activity in his country. Health and Human Services called him a nice boy, and he showed age-appropriate behavior. That fell so wrong when he murdered my daughter. He ended up in Maryland, where he was able to rent a room in the same mobile home as her. We thought it was a legit company that were renting out these rooms, but it turned out that it was another illegal immigrant who owned these mobile homes. And he knew Walter from El Salvador. He knew him and allowed him to rent a room with my child. Kayla just turned 20 years old 3 days before she was murdered. Her murderer was only living there for 5 days before he viciously strangled her, raped her, and left her on the floor like trash and robbed her of $6. I have been sharing her story for over 2.5 years to bring change, because this should have not have ever happened to Kayla, and it shouldn't be happening to other families being hurt by the border. Homeland Security did not do their jobs. They did not check his background. You know, they did say that he was processed. So if they processed him, they knew that he was a gang member and still allowed him here. Health and Human Services did not verify the sponsor and allowed him to go with a sponsor that they don't even know if it was his cousin or his aunt. And he was able to leave the sponsor's house to go live wherever he wanted. And I am going to continue sharing Kayla's story to help save others and to bring awareness of what was happening under the Biden-Harris administration. And I'm so thankful for Pam having me here today, and I'm so thankful for the opportunities I got from Trump and any other platform, you know, people who allowed me to share her story, because this is going to end. No other parent should suffer by having their child murdered by somebody that shouldn't be here. And I'm going to continue, you know, sharing it, and for Kayla, you know, and also for others. Thank you.
And it's my understanding that he also admitted to other
guys,
murders.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Correct. Multiple
You're going to watch
murders.
the left probably make fun of that poor
And he was
mother right there
intercepted in jail
over the
that
next
he
couple of
committed
days.
4
They're
murders
going
and 2 rapes.
to say horrible things about her in X posts
And that's
in
who
TikTok
we
and
were
all kinds of
letting
things.
walk into our
That
country.
is a mother that's
And that's why
suffering
President
at the
Trump
hands
has
of an
directed this
administration
to stop.
that did nothing but
And if you
but
don't comply
destruction
with
to this
federal law,
nation.
we will hold you accountable. We did it to Illinois. Strike 1. Strike 2 is New York. And if you are
Absolutely
a state not
disgusting.
complying with federal law,
fact that
you're next. Get
that
ready.
mother is still
And the great
suffering.
men and women
She
of
has
law
lost a
enforcement are
child.
standing behind me
man,
today.
this
We
just-
have
just-
FBI,
this book, this
DEA,
one.
DEA, ATF
I digress.
agents.
I'm gonna let
They
Pam
put
talk.
their lives on the line every single day to protect us. And what New York has, they have green light laws, meaning they're giving a green light to any illegal alien in New York, where law enforcement officers cannot check their identity if they pull them over. Law enforcement officers do not have access to their background. And if these great men and women pull over someone and don't have access to their background, they have no idea who they're dealing with. And it puts their lives on the line every single day. Violent criminals, gang members, drug traffickers, human smugglers will no longer terrorize the American people. And that is why we are here today. You will be held accountable if you do not follow federal law. It's over, it ends, and we're coming after you. Questions?
David Spot with Fox News.
Madam Attorney General, thank you and welcome to the Justice Department.
Thank you.
I have a quick on-topic and a quick off-topic
Sure.
question. On-topic, in your executive order or in your orders on the first day you were here, you talked about working with the Justice Department, or these sanctuary cities, as you say, will be
Yes.
punished. Today you're putting people on notice. Right now, we're just lawsuits. Is this going to go further? What kind of punishment are we talking about? Is there any grounds to charge individuals, charge politicians? How far is this going to go?
Well, we're going to see what they do next, David. We have sued them all. We've personally sued the governor, the attorney general, Letitia James, and Mark Schroeder with DMV because he has the green light laws. So what they have to do, they have to start complying with federal law. If they don't, we're going to appeal it, and we will win. They have to comply with federal law. Did you have a second question?
I did have a second off-topic question in this regard. The judiciary. Today, Elon Musk, who has enormous influence in the Trump administration, posted on X, quote, "There needs to be an immediate wave of judicial impeachments, not just one." As the Attorney General of the United States, how do you respond to that? Shouldn't the process work out in the courts before we talk about judicial impeachments? I mean, these are just TROs now at this time. Shouldn't these just play out?
Yeah, I haven't seen Elon Musk tweet. He is a friend of mine. He is a great man. I think he's very frustrated with what's happening in our federal government. You know, at USAID alone, they're giving out billions of dollars that should not be distributed. We're going to back him up. You know, we work our whole lives in this country, and we all pay taxes in this country. And for people to find out that $2 million is going to Guatemala for sex changes is outrageous. And we're going to back up Elon Musk every way we can. That includes lawsuits against these people who are doing that, and we will be successful.
Do you have concerns about judicial impeachments?
That's not going to happen now. We're going to look at everything. We're going to follow the law right now. We're going to follow the process. These are federal judges with lifetime appointments, but they will be struck down ultimately by the Supreme Court of the United States if the appellate courts don't follow the law as well.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks so much. I also have an on-topic and an off-topic.
Sure.
First of all, can you just briefly walk us through what the legal claims are you're making in this lawsuit?
Yeah, absolutely. So the green light laws are that this is what the green light law says. It's a green light to illegal immigration, which says they can comply. That law is unconstitutional. They can't do that. And what they've done is they have a tip-off provision that requires New York's DMV commissioner to promptly inform any illegal alien when a federal immigration agency has requested their information. So think about the men and women in law enforcement behind me. That's basically, that's not basic. It's tipping off an illegal alien, and it's unconstitutional. And that's why we filed this lawsuit. And that's why we charge Mark Schroeder, too, because he runs DMV. Oh, I'm sorry, you had a second question.
Yeah, my off-topic question. I wanted to ask about Mayor Eric
Yes.
Adams' case. As of at least a few moments ago, SDNY still has not dropped that case. Have you or other DOJ leadership spoken?
Okay, so that is just absolutely mind-blowing. New York is tipping off any illegal immigrants that ICE is asking questions about. Right now, Tom Homan is looking into the leak that has leaked some of these people that are tipping off illegal immigrants about the fact that they're being investigated. And he has promised that those people will lose their careers, lose their pensions, and go to jail. The whole state of New York has a policy that does exactly this. It is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Unconstitutional? Yeah, 100%. This is aiding enemies of the country against presidential orders.
Well, first, I can't talk about anything that is ongoing, and that is ongoing. And it's really for the similar reasons of what I said earlier. The great men and women in law enforcement standing behind me today, they must be protected. And anytime anyone leaks or tips off anything regarding a pending investigation, that jeopardizes lives. You're telling a bad guy what's about to happen. It could jeopardize the lives of all the men and women in law enforcement. We will not stand for it. We will find you. We're going to investigate it, no matter what agency it came from. We don't know for certain. We have an open investigation, so I can't talk about it in detail, but we will do everything in our power to hold you accountable, and it is a crime, and you will be prosecuted when we find you.
Good to know right there, man. Good to know. Prosecute them all.
Hi, Madam Attorney General. Thank you so much for your time. I was also interested in hearing specifically what the interactions have been like with Mayor Adams. And I know he has a little bit of a different tone than some of the other Democrats out of the Empire State. And then also Denver Mayor Mike Johnston, because before the President Trump went back into office, he had issued some words about a potential standoff and then walked that back. So I was curious to see what things have been like out of New York City and Denver officials.
Yeah, well, we're hoping that in New York, Mayor Adams is going to cooperate with us with the sanctuary cities and the illegal aliens. And has the mayor in Colorado been cooperating? Do we know? I believe he might have now. Yeah, I believe Colorado is now cooperating. That's what we want. We don't want to sue you. We don't want to prosecute people. We want people to comply with the law. This is very simple. An MS-13 member murdered her daughter. That's happening throughout this country. We have one angel mom is too many. And we have angel moms throughout this country who should not be going through this. Comply with the law. This is the last thing we want to be doing. We want to be out there, all of us, fighting violent crime. Yet we're fighting illegal aliens, and that ends, and it's going to end today.
That's all we have time for, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Well, guys, I had really, really hoped to hear more regarding the judges and their partisan rulings.
Well, as you see there, times have changed. At the top of the Department of Justice, the United States Attorney General Pam Bondi announcing some charges against several people in New York State government, including the governor, Kathy Hochul, New York AG Letitia James, Mark Schroeder of the New York DMV, saying that the green light laws are, quote, unconstitutional. The Attorney General saying this is a green light to illegal immigration. AG Bondi saying the state government in New York, under these green light laws, is required to inform illegal aliens when a federal immigration agency has requested their information. Can you believe that? I mean, that is some shocking news right there, as you see a live picture of Manhattan, right there in Midtown Manhattan. So New York City, if you were watching earlier, we were talking about the fact that it snowed 3 inches in the Big Apple. And
so, yeah, we're going to let Right Side Broadcasting do their thing. But at this point, what a, man, just absolutely disturbing. What has happened in New York, man? I mean, do you even know that there are Americans living in your city? Do you even know what it means to be American anymore? Guys, New York, listen, I know there's a lot of good conservative New Yorkers out there. Probably not as many in New York City, but definitely in New York State. Guys, you got to stand up. You got to vote hard. You got to get these bureaucrats and these corrupt individuals out of your political offices. Y'all can do so much better. Just like California, man. You guys have seen, just like California, you guys can do so much better. So much better. And I hope you do, man, because this cannot continue. I mean, they are doing everything they can right now to stand against making America great again. Why? Not because they don't believe Trump's trying to make America great. They absolutely know that's what he's doing. But making America great means making you, the citizen, great. You, the peasant that they live off of, who they steal from, who they persecute. Guys, let's be in prayer for the mothers and fathers and families and brothers and sisters of every single American that has been victimized by illegal aliens that have been allowed to just pour into this country and just have the vacation of a lifetime on our tax dollars. Absolutely disgusting. But that's okay. We're making it better. Donald Trump's making it great again. And he is on the verge of having probably the best picks of any president that's ever stepped into the office. I mean, you're talking about the Avengers here. Tulsi Gabbard was confirmed just a few hours ago. Donald Trump actually showed up and was a part of that. I'm going to show you a little piece of that real quick. This is not actually live. This is from earlier today during Tulsi Gabbard's swearing in, or a little bit after her swearing in. And he met with the press and he did a little speaking. We're going to look at just a little bit of this and then we're going to call it a night for tonight. But we will see you guys again soon. So stay tuned. Let's check out what Trump had to say following Tulsi's swearing in.
Radical left's attacks on free speech and the dangers of an unelected deep state. And I have to say she was very, very strong for me when I was going through all of the fake news and all of the problems that we had with some very sick people. She was always out there. Before I really knew her as well, she was out there defending me, so I appreciated that, Tulsi. But the threat of a warmongering military-industrial complex and the weaponization of government and governmental people that go out and persecute. They like to persecute people that are innocent. Tulsi herself became a target of that weaponization when she was outrageously placed on a suspected terrorist watch list by the Biden regime. It's a very evil regime after criticizing their appalling abuses of power. And I'm confident that as director of the National Intelligence, Tulsi will work tirelessly to keep America safe. And she's been doing that her entire career. I think it's going to be a very natural day for you when you walk in. It's just have to keep the way you are. Just stay the way you are. She'll be clear-eyed and she'll be focused on the threat of radical Islamic terrorism and lots of other threats, too, threats from within, and give no quarter to America's foreign enemies. At the same time, I'm entrusting Tulsi with the responsibility of overseeing urgently needed reforms to the U.S. intelligence community to protect the rights and the civil liberties of all Americans. She'll provide the American people with transparency, eliminate corruption, shrink the bloated bureaucracy, and restore honesty, integrity, and trust to the national security state. There's only one thing I can say, that there's nobody like her for this job. This was a very easy one for me. She was recommended by some of the top people in that world. It's a little world, you know. It's a little smart world. It sometimes can be an evil world when the wrong people are there, but we have the right one. She's had so many great recommendations. I would say Pam was right up there with her, Pam Bondi. She had a lot. I know her a little bit better, and you're doing a fantastic job after about 3 or 4 days, right? You've had a lot of experience, but you've never seen anything like this, Pam. But you're going to do fantastic as the Attorney General, fantastic. So thank you and congratulations. We did this with Pam a few days ago, and this is again my honor. So congratulations to Tulsi, and I think Pam is going to administer the oath, and when she does that, I'll sign your new certificate. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Place your left hand on the Constitution and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I, Tulsi Gabbard, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I take this obligation freely
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
How's the Oval Office looking? A little different look, right? It's the Oval Office.
I love the Gulf of America map in the background. That is so funny. I love it. Gulf of America, baby. And there you have it, Donald Trump signing. Tulsi Gabbard.
Okay, now
It is official.
Ready? I'll stand out there. I think we'll do it right
Department of
over.
Natural, or sorry,
Come on,
Director
yeah.
of National Intelligence.
Okay, I'm sure there are no questions.
All right, guys, we're gonna stop it right there. But you know what is so wonderful? Right there, you just witnessed two of the strongest, most capable, most uncorrupt women that have ever served in the United States government, especially at these higher levels. But yet they said Donald Trump was a sexist and a racist. Wait, hold up. I thought he didn't like women. I thought he didn't like people of color. What the hell's happening here? This Donald Trump, he just keeps throwing us curveballs. I love it, man. Two of the strongest women you'll ever see serving this government right there. Beautiful. Well done, sir. Excellent picks on both of them. These two people, these two ladies are going to do amazing things for the United States of America. I don't know. That's just what I think, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, man. But that's all the time I got for right now. So until I see you next time, be free, be blessed. Peace.